Hey guys, it's me Sam and welcome to this week's ghost story from around the world. And this ghost story is all about the Langham Hotel in London. The Langham Hotel in London can be found in the West End near Oxford Circus, and it is a five-star hotel that has enchanted royalty, dignitaries and celebrities for more than 150 years. It stands where previously Foley House had once stood before it was demolished in 1815. In 1862, the Langham Hotel Company held an architectural competition to design a hotel that would accommodate high society visitors to London, and it was won by John Giles. Building commenced almost immediately and at the cost of £300,000. The Langham Hotel was created in the style of a Florentine palace with nearly 500 rooms and suites. It was officially opened on the 10th of June 1865 by Edward, the Prince of Wales and the future King Edward VII. It was the epitome of Victorian chic, and although its grand opening was quite an offence, the months that followed were not so glorious, as it was badly managed and in 1867 the Langham Hotel Company was forced into liquidation. In 1868 a new group purchased a bankrupt company for half of what it cost to build the hotel, and within a year they reduced costs and made a profit. After that, it attracted an extensive American clientele, including the millionairess Hetty Green, who was nicknamed the Witch of Wall Street and was known for being a right miserable old miser. Now, doesn't she look like she was the life and soul of parties, eh? It was also frequented by the likes of Napoleon III and also Oscar Wilde, who in 1895 was convicted to 2 years in prison for homosexuality, which back then was considered a criminal offence. On release, he was shunned by English society and refused entry at the Langham. Sadly, he was forced into exile in France and died destitute in 1900. During World War I, it was one of the few hotels that were not used as a military hospital, and the guests that stayed there continued to enjoy an excellent service. The only notable interruptions to the hotel during this period were the Zeppelin raids, where guests were asked to shelter in the basement. However, time left its toll on the hotel building, and cracks began to appear in the walls as its builders had not foreseen what the vibrations and shocks the 20th century would bring to it. With that, the hotel had to strengthen the foundations, walls and pillars in 1931. By 1934, the hotel was in financial difficulty due to the Great Depression hitting the economy hard, and the owners tried to sell it. The BBC, who was situated across the road in Broadcasting House, offered to buy it, but the price they offered was too low, and the hotel declined it and instead continued to struggle. In September 1939, World War II broke out, but the hotel continued doing business until eventually guests stayed away from London due to its popularity in being bombed by the Germans. It was then used in part by the British Army and served as a local first aid and military post until September 16, 1940, when a bomb hit one of the towers, wrecking much of the West Wing. 4 days later, another bomb started to fire on the roof of the hotel, and a third bomb caused additional damage on December 8, 1940. In 1943, the BBC needed additional space and planned to buy the Langham again, but were turned down for a second time due to the price offered. However, in 1945, permission was given by the BBC for the hotel to be used as offices for them, and the BBC took over the south and west side, the ground floor and the basement. Several rooms on the third floor were kept as accommodation for BBC journalists who, for whatever reason, had to stay overnight. Eventually, the The BBC purchased it outright in 1965. In 1982, the BBC proposed to knock the hotel down and have it replaced with a more modern building. But this proposal was turned down. So in 1986, they sold it to the Ladbroke Group for £26 million. After the group acquired Hilton International in 1987, the listed property was restored at the cost of £100 million back to its original Victorian splendour and reopened as the Langham Hilton in 1991. After that, it became very popular with royalty such as Diana, Princess of Wales, the Duchess of Kent and the Duke of Edinburgh. The then Prime Minister John Major also attended dinners at the hotel, which hosted numerous politicians from around the world. As well as that, the hotel attracted celebrities, including Dame Barbara Cartland, Rod Stewart, and many others. In 1995, the hotel was again resold, this time to Great Eagle Holdings, who extended the hotel and carried out further refurbishments between 1998 and 2000. Further renovations took place between 2004 and 2009 at the cost of £80 million, bringing the hotel back to the status of its grand past. Today, it has 380 rooms and suites that cleverly combine the hotel's past with discreet modern facilities and still serves the quality of service as it would have done in its past. The Langham Hotel is also said to be haunted by a number of ghosts, and its paranormal activity became apparent when it was owned by the BBC. It was discovered that there are at least 5 ghosts that make regular appearances at the hotel. The most active is said to be the figure of a man in military attire, and he is frequently seen in the early hours of the morning, standing by a window on the 4th floor, or moving through walls and closed doors, accompanied by a sudden drop in temperature. He is believed to be the ghost of a German prince or nobleman who jumped out of World War I. He has been quite beefy, with cropped hair,
and sporting a military-style jacket buttoned up to the neck.
The 3rd floor is haunted by a smartly dressed butler carrying a tray, who obviously still insists on attending the guests even in death. However, it has also been speculated that he is not a butler, but instead he is an early radio presenter wearing a dinner jacket. The most common sighting at the hotel is that of a man in Victorian evening wear that is said to haunt room 333. Legend has it that in life he was a doctor that killed his wife before taking his own life while on their honeymoon. Ever since then, his ghost has appeared, but only in the month of October. One night in October 1973, James Alexander Gordon, a BBC journalist, was staying in room 333 when he awoke to see a fluorescent ball of light turning into the shape of a man with the lower half of his legs missing. Hovering above the floor, the ghost, which Gordon described as being a silver-haired Victorian gentleman with a cloak and cravat, stared at Gordon with blank, vacant eyes. Gordon asked the ghost what it wanted, and it began to float towards him with its arms outstretched. With that, Gordon fled the room and ran to his co-workers, where he told them what he had just seen. A colleague accompanied him back to the room, where they both saw the ghostly figure, but by this point it was less visible and threatening, and eventually it slowly faded away. In May 2003, a woman was staying in room 333 when she suddenly checked out of the hotel without giving any reason whatsoever. A few days later, She sent them a letter explaining the reason why she had left. She stated that her sleep had been disturbed by an invisible force that kept her awake by shaking her bed throughout the night. The apparition of a man with a gaping wound to his face has been seen in the hallways. On the ground floor, staff and visitors have seen the ghosts of bewigged footmen wearing pale blue livery in the halls and corridors, although they are usually very brief glimpses. However, on one occasion, a guest phoned the reception and asked where her bags were as they had not arrived at her room. She said that she had left them with an oddly dressed porter, and after describing the porter and his clothing, she was notified that the porters had not worn that type of uniform in over 80 years. Luckily for the guest, her bags were found exactly where she had left them near the lobby. It is also thought these phantom footmen could be connected more with Foley House that stood there previously. The hotel is also believed to be haunted by the ghost of Napoleon III, and it is said that he frequents the basement of the hotel and likes to move things around. Emperor Napoleon III of France occupied a suite on the first floor of Langham between 1870 and 1871 during his last days in exile before his death in 1873. In 2014, the England cricket team stayed at the Langham, and it was reported that some of the team members had trouble sleeping in the rooms, with some of their wives refusing to even stay at the hotel. England's bowler, Stuart Broad, said that one night it was really hot in his room and he just could not sleep. All of a sudden, the taps in the bathroom came on for no reason. He turned the lights on and the taps went back off. And when he turned the lights back off, the taps came back on. It freaked him out so much that he asked to be moved rooms immediately. And that concludes tonight's ghost story from around the world. I have to say, guys, this one was a bit of a tricky one. There really isn't all that much out there on sites, Google, whatever, in regards to proof of these ghosts. There's nothing at all. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it all the same. And if you did, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more ghost stories, let me know in your comments down below. I will be back at some point over the weekend. But until then, sleep tight. Don't let them bed bugs bite. Bye for now.